Hi, I'm Dan Costa, editor-in-chief of PCMag.com, and I am here with Michael Muchmore, our software analyst, to talk about Windows 10. Windows 10 has been a long time in the making. It is finally here. People are able to use it. We want to find out how it works, what makes it good, what makes it bad. Michael, you spent a ton of time at Windows 10 ever since the first beta was released. Now it's here. What makes Windows 10 different from Windows 8, Windows 8.1, even Windows 7 at this point, which most people are still on?
Right. Well, Microsoft's take is that it's familiar yet fresh. So it's familiar like Windows 7, but it's fresh with a bunch of new touch capabilities and other features that were in Windows 8 that a lot of people didn't get to enjoy. One of them is like really fast startup. And of course, you have the Cortana voice search and voice assistant. You have a new action center that's kind of like what you get on Mac OS 10 Yosemite.
So when people look at the screen, it looks like a blend of Windows 7 and Windows 8. Like Windows 8 was not well received. The tiles didn't go over well. It didn't work great for people that didn't have touch screens. It seems like they're sort of blending the two. The start menu's back.
Exactly. I mean, the start screen, what you get with that is you can still use the live tiles that show like news, or I have a new email and I can see the subject line of it. You know, and it makes touch easier too. Like I can just hit a tile with my finger. You know, there are a lot more convertible laptops and things now where it's suited to both.
But it's probably better without a touch screen too.
With Windows 10, they have moved back towards keyboard and mouse input, and it's actually, they've taken some conveniences for touch out of it. So I mean, they always have to walk a line between supporting both, because they want this operating system to be on every device size, from mobile phones to tablets to desktops to the Surface Pro.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, the big screen. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember what it's called either.
The Surface Office, something like that.
But so
cut that part out.
One of the big things is Cortana. Cortana works. We're familiar with Cortana and voice assistants on mobile devices, but they're pushing it into laptops, tablets, and even desktops. That really changes the desktop experience, I think, in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
I'm gonna take your toys away.
No, it's my binky. Yeah, so Cortana, I mean, for the first time on a desktop, you have a voice-activated system. So I could say, hey, Cortana, start writing an email. And she'll say, who do you want to send it to? What do you want it to say? Just as you can on a phone. And the way Cortana differs from Siri and Google Now is she kind of combines features of both of them. For example, she'll just propose things to you. Say your commute is heavy traffic tonight or something, like the way Google Now does. And with Siri, she has a personality. Like you can say, hey, Cortana, tell me a joke. And you know, a lot of times it's corny. You don't think it's ever funny. I think some of them are funny.
Yeah, I think these are the worst jokes.
But she has a personality and a sense of humor. And Microsoft actually studied personal assistants, and you know, they all would take notebooks on the likes and dislikes of their employers. And so you have a notebook in Cortana where you can say, what sports teams do I like? You know, what kind of food do I like? And she'll learn you. And she's responding now, you know, and propose things that work for you.
That was one of the interesting differences with Cortana, is that notebook is something the user can control.
Exactly.
You know, with Google Now or Siri, they're always sort of trying to learn your habits, learn your locations, learn your searches. But with Cortana, there's a notebook you can actually access and find out what Cortana knows about you. And if you don't want them to know where you work, where you live, if you don't want her to know what your favorite sports team is, you can delete all that stuff out.
Exactly. You have complete control over what Cortana knows about you and what she'll present to you.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting differentiator. A lot of people don't think about that because these are relatively new technologies, but to give you that control that's a nice little plus.
Right, and you can have the hey Cortana bring her up, or you can turn that off if you don't want the machine listening all the time.
So there's a ton of little improvements in Windows 10, and they're all in Michael's review, which is exhaustive. You've spent hours and hours and hours and weeks and months testing. But I mean, overall, much faster speed in boot up, like really impressive.
That's one of my favorite things, actually. People have done tests of on a MacBook running Windows even Windows 8, it starts up faster than OS X.
Yeah, which is going to drive a bunch of Apple engineers crazy. But and also, so a lot of interface changes, little interface changes, security much better. That's something that not a sexy feature, but something people certainly appreciate.
Right, like you have Windows Hello is this new biometric login system where on certain devices, you'll need like a camera, a special infrared camera on devices. There are a bunch of devices now, or you can do fingerprint, but basically you'll log in with biometric information. It's a lot more secure.
So all those features, it's going to be available for free, which I think is an interesting release pattern. I think that's the right thing to do because I don't think it would have sold very well, but I think it's going to download well. Explain why Microsoft's making it for free. How hard is it going to be to get?
Well, yeah, it's a free upgrade. They'll make their money by new PCs being sold and from business contracts. And if you want to build your own new PC, I mean, there are enthusiasts that do that. You'll still have to buy, the same price, $119, $199 for Pro, and install USB. It will be on a USB now.
But it's a free upgrade for anybody on Windows 8, anybody on Windows 7.
Exactly. Windows 7 SP1, Windows 8.1. So you'll have to be up to the latest versions of those too. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much any machine that runs 7 or 8 will run Windows 10.
So let's get down to the recommendation. So the little icon is appeared everywhere. It's easy to download the software. Should people click on it and download it?
Yeah, I totally think they do. Just if nothing else for the speed, you're getting a new browser too called Edge, which is a lot more compatible and a lot faster. There are just too many pluses, and your old programs will still run. You'll still have your own data. It's still early. There are more things they need to build in. For example, the new browser doesn't have plugins yet, extensions yet, and that's coming. A lot of things are coming. And
that's part of their new model too. Like it's Windows 10. We're probably never going to see a Windows 11
as a service. Yeah. Windows 10 as a service, so it'll be constantly updating, and the updates are automatic. So you won't have to see some message saying, "Oh, the updates are ready." It'll just happen, and that way, you'll be protected against the latest threats or whatever right at the moment.
So obviously, if you've got a Windows-based tablet or a touch-based laptop or a touch-based desktop, no-brainer, definitely upgrade. What if you've got an older laptop that's running Windows 7 without a touchscreen? Is it still worth it?
I think it's even more no-brainer because you're getting so many new features and capabilities and performance.
So how does this put Microsoft in terms of parity with OS X? I mean, obviously you're going to have Windows fans, you're going to have OS X fans.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it might be fun for you to try out because, you don't have the voice assistant on there. But you have much better tie-in with your iPhone and your iPad if you use OS X. And OS X is, at this point, it's more polished. And Windows 10, it's brand new. They still have to build some more things into it. But it's really a step up from 7 and 8.
It's a pretty resounding endorsement. So obviously Michael is a Windows 10 fan. He's been using it for about how many?
A month or so, yeah.
Yeah, the final version. But we've got plenty of details on PCMag.com, tips for how to use it, tips to how to get more out of it, tips for how to upgrade to it. Obviously you can read his full review on PCMag.com. Thanks for joining us.
We forgot to mention all the included apps, like you get a free version of Office. That's pretty amazing, right?
We could have done OneNote.
He's using this,
Like going through my head as we're going on.
I know, there's OneDrive, syncing.
We didn't talk about the cloud.
He's going to use this stuff.
But there's no way. We'd have been here all day.
Yeah, and there's a lot in this new OS.
Yeah. Cool.